How strong is this nylon filament made from recycled fishing nets? Welcome to my tech farm. Fillamentum sent me many filaments for the testing, and in this video I present their fishy filament, which is completely made from recycled materials. I got these filaments for free, but this is not a sponsored video by Fillamentum, so there is no additional payment. But this video and actually the whole channel is sponsored by Polymaker. About fishy filaments, they have two types. One is port cool. Here you can see some specifications from the website, and the second is Orca, which is more for technical usage. It is usually reinforced with some fibers. This one which I got is Orca, and it is made from 100% recycled PS6 nylon that came from fishing nets. Additionally, it has 10% recycled carbon fibers. Now, PS6 is type of the nylon which is more sensitive to moisture compared to PA12 or PPA. So this means the drying will be very important here, but more about it later. Let's see some other specifications from the website. Exceptional strength and stiffness, which is typical for fiber reinforced materials. The resist better to the bending. Wear resistant. Now I can even test this, but the problem is that somehow I try to avoid carbon fiber reinforced materials in the friction applications, because those shop fibers are melted into plastic, but some of them will be near the surface, and if we have some friction, end of it may break off. So if I need some carbon fiber reinforced material in the friction application, I like better to use a core filament where those fibers are inside the printed line. The next specification, creep resistance. Now again, nylon PS6 is typical that it creeps. This is the deformation at constant load. Creeps more compared to PETG, ABS, polycarbonate. Maybe this is the comparison against a no fiber reinforced version. In that case, yes, probably this Orca has better creep resistance compared to no fiber reinforced version like Port Cool. Lower thermal expansion. This means less shrinking, easier for printing. Let's see some print settings. The temperature between 250 to 70 degrees Celsius, bed between 80 and 110, and 50 millimeters per second is the maximal speed. Now the drying is very important. PS6 is very sensitive to moisture, and they recommend a drying temperature of 80 degrees Celsius, and they also mention that the 70 degrees Celsius is not enough. Maybe they watched my video where I proved that 70 degrees Celsius is not enough for drying the nylon. We have now those new filament dryers from Sovel and Creality, which can dry even on 85 degrees Celsius. It would be good to know what is the maximum of the spool. And also they strictly recommend 0.6 millimeters or bigger nozzle, so they don't recommend 0.4. And since this is recycled material and this is their claim, so probably I will make an exception and I will not use the 0.4 millimeter nozzle, but follow the instruction with 0.6 millimeter size. Let's see what's inside the box. Good material for the packaging, but this is not vacuum packaging. The bag is resealable. On sticker not many informations, only that this is Orca Fishy Filament by Fillamentum. Let's see how brittle is the filament. Oh, not brittle at all, so I don't have to measure it. Very flexible. And I hated this kind of spools. They are too close. For the drying it would be better if they are open, and only on one side they have two holes for locking end of the filament. And look at this waste. The drying is very important. 85 degrees Celsius, 12 hours, which will not be enough, you will see it later. Slicer settings. These are my regular test objects. 0.6 mm nozzle, and generic PACF is the side profile, 60 chamber temperature, 100 on the bed engineering plate, and the maximal nozzle temperature will be 270 degrees Celsius as maximum recommended. 8 will be the maximal flow. And cooling, well, I'm reducing the minimum to 0 and maximum 30 on some overhangs. And also I don't like this 2 seconds layer printing time, so I'm increasing this to 4. And the printing time will be a little bit more than 1 hour. I'm starting with removing 0.4 mm nozzle. On H2 printers it is very easy to replace the nozzle, inserting the 0.6 mm. silicone sock, changing in the settings on the printer, and even the printing will be from the filament dryer. Let's check how dry is the filament. I'm extruding a little bit and when it stops, okay, this oozing is very minimal, so for the nylon this is dry filament. Engineering plate with some glue on it. The start of the printing is good, and don't forget this is 0.6mm nozzle. With first attempt I have to stop the printing, warping, and looks like not a dried filament, but this was quite long drying, 85 degrees Celsius, 12 hours. Adhesion is acceptable, so this means the warping is the problem. And look at these side surfaces, looks like a huge over extrusion, but the reason for this is that the filament is not fully dried. And that over extrusion is so big that these test objects fuse together. Another 8 hours of drying on 85 degrees Celsius, and I am reducing the layer height to 0.18mm, still with 0.6mm nozzle, and also I increased the bed temperature from 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. Of course now the print time is longer. The printing is much better and it will be finished in approximately 15 minutes, but I can still see some warping on few test objects. I think this vertical test object will not be printed correctly. The wet adhesion is lost. Probably I have to use the brim. I'm skipping that object for the layer adhesion. I hope the other two will be finished correctly, but this printing is, I think, too fast. It's finished 2 seconds ago, and only one test object failed. And only this one had some warping. Yes, the adhesion is good, so warping is the problem. Actually, the print quality is acceptable. Probably brim will solve the problem, but only this test object I have to reprint. For this reprint I'm using a smooth PI sheet, and from this purge line it looks like the bed adhesion is better, but I don't want to open it until it's finished. Printing will be finished soon, and even this one for the temperature test is straight, no warping, and I have the feeling that the bed adhesion is much better with this smooth PI sheet compared to engineering plate. Quick bed adhesion check. Oh, it's much better now. Smooth PI. The bed cooled down. I had few other attempts off camera, even with 0.4mm nozzle, but with 0.2mm layer height. And actually the best success I got with the printing you already saw in the video, that's with 0.6mm nozzle, but with 0.18mm layer height. Let's check the shrinking. I can feel some elephant foot, so let's measure above it. 79.87. Definitely much smaller shrinking compared to the average nylon. Carbon fibers helps a lot. And I have the feeling that without carbon fibers, this filament wouldn't even be printable on these printers. And one more time a reminder how important is the drying. So this was printed after 12 hours on 85 degrees Celsius. And these are my final objects after additional 8 hours on 85 degrees Celsius. Of course, here very important is the fact that H2 printers looks like they are more sensitive to moisture filament compared to Exxon Carbon, for example. I explained this in one of my earlier videos. Tensile test with horizontally printed objects. Quite strong. For the comparison, I will use the average PSCF, and I have 11 in that summary table for my pattern supporters. And these are quite strong numbers, compared not only to the average PSCF, but almost to any other filament type. Layer adhesion, vertically printed. Here you can see my rating for this type of the test object, and we can see that this fishy filament is a little bit weaker compared to the average PSCF, and it is somewhere on the edge between acceptable and good. Shear test, horizontally printed. Oh, a little bit above maximum for this hanging scale. Shear test, vertically printed. It had double break. Printed in horizontal position, fibers always helps. And fishy was a little bit stronger compared to the average PSCF, a little bit above maximum for my hanging scale. I didn't have to switch to the crane scale. Printed in vertical position, a little bit weaker compared to the average PSCF. Torsion test, side by side, horizontal and vertically printed. And as always, vertical breaks more suddenly. 1.9. 1.9. With vertical objects, this is an interesting break when it's not along one layer. Printed in horizontal position, load at 90-degree rotation is significantly bigger compared to the average PACF. Printed in vertical position, the values are very similar, but what I like with the fishy filament is that cross-section, which is not along the one layer. 3-point bending test. Distance between supports is 50 mm, and these loads are placed one by one, and I am recording the deformation after 1, 30 and 60 seconds. And this is the deformation under 10 kilograms. During this test it had big deformation, but after 10 minutes the permanent deformation is very minimal. Here we can see a little bit bigger deformation of the fishy filament compared to the average PACF, and under 10 kilograms, for example, very similar behavior during that 1 minute, that additional deformation under 10 kilograms. Another 3-point bending test. Distance between supports is 64 mm. This is speed up 8 times. Here you can see the graph in function of time or deformation, bending strength and elastic modulus. Another test which I started recently, and I don't have enough data. I have only 3 carbon fiber reinforced filaments in that list where I have these numbers, and I will use them for the comparison. The maximal load and the bending strength is quite good for the fishy filament. Elastic modulus not really, maybe this is typical for the nylons, since they are more flexible. ISO impact test for us measuring. ISO result from 3 measurings. Sharp impact test for us measuring. And Sharpie 3 measured numbers. For the Sharpie I don't have enough data for the comparison, but for the ISO I have, and here we can see the biggest disadvantage of the fishy filament compared to the average PACF. It is significantly more brittle material. Creeping, the deformation under constant load of 1.25 kilograms. 14.43. Day 5, the last measuring. 18.16. Removing the load. On this graph you can see the distance between two reference surfaces, and we can see smaller deformation on the fishy filament compared to the average PACF, but as you can see this is under angle, and the difference between 2 days is the creeping. That's presented on the second graph, and we can see even on a day 5 from day 2 it has constant creeping of approximately half millimeters in this case, and this is typical for nylons. Sometimes the annealing may reduce this a little bit. Annealing can also improve the temperature resistance, and I have that additional object from the first printing which had minimal warping. I will do the annealing 100 degrees Celsius 1.5 hours, and it will cool down together with the dryer. Temperature test in the oven, but I want to record the temperature of the first noticeable deformation, and even the time lapse is speeded up. The average PACF starts to deform at 199 degrees Celsius, and this one at 211, but it starts to deform quite suddenly, even the surface changes. So the real practical usage temperature is lower than this, but this is what I can measure, and this will be recorded in the summary table for my Patreon supporters. It is quite soft at this temperature now. All results one more time: creep test, tensile test and the layer adhesion, shear test, bending test, the deformation after 30 seconds, same bending test, but deformation under these loads after 1, 30 and 60 seconds. Torsion test, horizontal, vertical. Impact test, Sharpie and ISO. On a graph only the ISO is presented. Temperature test. And the second bending test. I will start with the positive things. I really like that this is made from recycled materials, both the nylon and carbon fibers, and it is quite strong for PA6. With a great tensile and bending strength. Now on the other side it's a little bit harder for printing. I have to use 0.6mm nozzle, but not 0.3 but smaller layer high, otherwise I have quite big warping. And also I don't like that it's quite brittle material. You saw that on the impact test. tougher than average PETG, for example, but more brittle compared to the average PA6 CF materials or PA12 CF materials. Well, this was my experience with these nylons. Huge thanks to all my Patreon supporters for their donations and to Polymaker for sponsoring the channel. And follow me for my next videos, and soon I will present more filaments from Fillamentum. Thank you for watching and happy printing!